Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus Pimp Sunkiss. Coming at y'all right quick, right fast, maybe, with some messages from and for our emotional selves. Yes, so this is a little bit in honor of not really a little bit. It's just one of the things that I'm doing in honor of the full moon in Cancer that just graced us on the 13th. We still in the energy today on the 14th, and you know there's some things that are bound to play out, so on and so forth, as a result of the full moon in Cancer. So yeah, go ahead and pick your card. You can choose based off of the deck, based off of the card that is present. My bad. You can choose based off of the card that is present. You can choose based off of the color of the card. You can choose based off the timestamp that I'm gonna try to make sure to have in the comments. Use your intuition, whatever, what have you, but choose your card. Pick your pile and or group. And without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the specificities of these cards. Greetings, group one. If you all chose group one, that means that you chose the Rebel Oracle card that has the $3 on it. The other side of that card says make it rain. So clearly that is a money card. And y'all's reveal here from the Santa Muerte Oracle deck is Santa Muerte. The Santa Muerte card, aka Mama Muerte card. Let me do the accent correctly. Mama Muerte card. And it is the last card of the deck. And it is the last card in the world of actions as it concerns the theme of this particular deck. So that being said about the world of actions, those of you who chose this group, a lot of you have likely been praying and seeking answers, hoping for answers that will bring you clarity, that will give you specific direction on what to do, because a lot of you are likely confused. I'm picking up the energy of another card that is in the Rebel Oracle deck. It's not here in this layout, but the energy is channeling through. And that card says it's dark and you can't see a thing. So that's likely the vibe, the energy, the theme that a lot of you have been in. It's dark and you can't see a thing. And many of you have come to grips with the fact that you're gonna have to just let go and let God. And at the same time, you have still been feeling this urge and this urgency to do something, that you're feeling like you're not doing enough, and like, oh, you can't just sit back, but you gotta do something to change your situation. And so Spirit is just coming through for y'all in particular to give you confirmation that you hopefully will use to bring peace of mind to yourself and allow yourself to let go and let God, to work smarter and not harder, and just let things be. Let whatever relationships that are dying off, die off. Let whatever job is releasing itself, release itself. Let whoever and whatever is rejecting you, reject you. And if you have feelings of rejection and or you have rejected someone or something, force yourself to stop beating yourself up about it. Force yourself to celebrate the fact that you have made that decision, because it is for the best. And given the fact that the Rebel Oracle card associated with money came out, this is going to be in y'all's best interest as it concerns attracting the amount of money and or the flow of money, the stream of income that you have been trying to manifest. The money that you've been needing and desiring is on the other side of you letting go and letting God, honey. And the other side of this, of course, is others of you. I'm picking up a lot of earth signs and or earth sign energy. I'm also picking up the energy of Cancers, people who are of the Cancer zodiac, sun, moon, rising, and or Lilith, and or Saturn, and or Venus or Mercury. I'm picking up that energy as well as a very strong Leo energy here. Y'all are really needing to force yourselves to occupy your attention and your energy with something else. And for some of you, you really just gonna have to stop the madness. You really just gonna have to let go. You don't have to force yourself to just sit and let things be. Stop rushing yourself. Stop trying to force things. And I'm not gonna lie, there are a few of you that may have to learn the hard way, because you just can't seem to help yourself, and you just can't seem to see what is wrong with your way of functioning and your way of being and your way that you want to do things. And Spirit is going to have to show you the hard way, because you are going to end up feeding into that temptation to self-sabotage yourself. The good news about that is, though, it will present another opportunity for you to either make the change and or allow the change that has been happening to happen, to get yourself back on track and back steps ahead where you were. But this is a big warning for a lot of people who struggle to release control and who struggle to self-soothe themselves during periods of confusion and fogginess and or loss. And those of you who have a really, really hard time processing grief, this has been a really big challenge for you all. But again, peace of mind, everything that you've been trying to manifest is on the other side of your trauma response that is associated with having all the answers and trying to control everything. So work on y'all's solar plexus chakra as well as y'all root chakra, because that will help you trust yourself and the universe and your divine realm more, as well as help you to generate a more authentic frequency of confidence and self-assurance and high self-esteem. And I'm gonna break this card down a little bit more. Also using some paraphrased bullet points from the book as well. So starting with the number that is on the card, which is the number 32, and the number 32, 3 and 2 put together makes the number 5, which is the number of balance, and also the number of drastic change, which goes without saying, confirming and reaffirming the lot of what I just said about changes that need to be made, balance, and releasing your control on things, understanding that there is a time and a place to take action and steer the ship, drive the boat, and all of that. It's a time and a place to sit back and just let things be. The number 3 is a number of creation. It's also the number of teamwork. And the number 2 is a number of partnership, coupling, duality. It's also a number of love. Both of these are numbers of love, just numbers of different types of love. So this comes with an energy of expanding your mindset about what different words mean, specifically words like love, respect, wealth, balance, death, light, energy, life, and transforming, as well as darkness. And also masculinity and femininity, masculine and feminine energy, expanding your mindset about what those things mean, what they are, and what they entail, and also how they are meant to be used and how they can be used. This card comes with having to make firm decisions. So you're also especially challenged if you have a hard time being decisive. And this type of experience is meant to snatch you out of that as well. It's meant to give you a greater sense of urgency to protect and be whatever it is that you're being for yourself, for the betterment of yourself, to release your grasp on trying so hard to be everything for everybody else and to redirect your energy back to yourself and for yourself. So having to be very decisive on and firmly decisive specifically on what to cut out of your life and what to change about your life, because it is a very critical crossroad type of situation. A lot of you are having to detach yourself from an entire era. You're having to grieve yourself as you have come to know yourself for a long as time, and therefore also having to accept that you are no longer there, that your higher self and who and where you are in life right now is no longer resonating with that part of yourself, and also that part of yourself is no longer serving you and is no longer going to serve you or be able to serve you in this next stage and or current stage that you've already been forced and snatched into. It's not going to serve you and it's not serving you anymore. So you're having to detach yourself from that part of yourself and grieve that part of yourself. And most definitely continue to pray for clarity, specifically clarity that allows your mindset, your spiritual set, your perspective to evolve. Pray for the ability to perceive beyond your desires, to perceive your situations, your experiences, your feelings, the messages that you receive directly from your higher self and from the divine realm, to be able to perceive those messages beyond the capacity of your ego and beyond the capacity of what you desire. Because this is not meant for you to chop yourself off or for you to suppress yourself. Okay? This part of yourself that is having to die off, quote unquote, is not completely just erasing, because as noted in the book, and as we know, energy does not die. It is only transformed, transmuted, changed, redirected, things of that nature. So, as noted in the book, this energy is alone. Okay? Alone as in LOAN. This energy is a loan, therefore must be paid back one way or another. So this energy that we have, this energy that we are, the energy that we get from other people, the energy that they are, it's all a loan and it must be paid back one way or another at one time or another. So that being said, this part of yourself that is having to die off, It's not erasing, it's changing, it's being redirected because many of you have given this part of yourself the job of protecting you. And that's not supposed to be that particular part of you. That's not supposed to be their job. That part of you has another job. Okay? So you're having to, transfer that part of yourself. And therefore, you're having to grieve, once again, like I said, that part of you as you knew it. Okay? And when in doubt, do something creative. Draw, dance, paint, something creative. Sculpt, play with some Legos, anything creative. Turn on some music and vibe out. Write some lyrics. Get in the studio. Play your instrument if you have one. Whatever, what have you. Do something creative. And that is going to go very far for you, even if you don't consider yourself an artist. Allowing yourself to indulge in creativity, especially during this time, especially in times where you're feeling foggy and confused. Allow yourself to do something creative and to have a regimen of creativity, and allow yourself to witness how things just fall in place, and also allow yourself to witness and experience the way that you begin to effortlessly let go and let God. And that's all I have for y'all. I hope it resonated. I hope that y'all are able to use all of the messages that came through to the best of your ability. Okay? Take the meat and spit out the bone. And finally, this message that I'm about to say is not going to apply to everyone. Okay? This is for very specific people. And once you evaluate yourself, you're going to know who you are. Specifically, if you are not resistant to accountability, that is. Okay? So here's the message. This money card that's present here, an association with the messages concerning energy being a loan that must be paid back. Okay? So think of this in a dual sense of having been loaned energy as well as money, materials, and resources. Okay? So think about people that are in your life currently. For some of you, you may want to think of people in your life currently and in the past. Okay, just do an evaluation of the relationship that you have and have had. Okay, think about what has been done for you by those people. Acts of service, money loaned, energy loaned that has been of benefit to you and your life. Think about times where you were desperately in need, urgently in need, honey, and people came through for you. Who came through for you? Who has come through for you more often than not? Who has been down for you like 4 flat tires on the side of the street like nobody's business? And who have you not properly, efficiently, sufficiently reciprocated that energy back to? Some of you have a specific person and or specific people that you have not given enough thanks, gratitude, or credit to or for. You have not properly, efficiently, sufficiently reciprocated their energy. You have not paid them for services. You have not paid them back for loans and or things that they have done for you out of the kindness of their heart, just being who they are. And you need to rectify that. And things are not going to go good for you. Things are not going to fall in place for you properly or the way that you need and desire until you pay back what you owe. Okay? So that is a very firm, tough, loving message coming through for some of you again. That's for very specific people. That is not for everyone. Take the meat and spit out the bone. Okay? That's for very specific people. But check yourself, definitely, if you feel like you need to. And even if you don't feel like you need to, just check yourself. Check yourself. Because you're wrecking yourself by having this false sense of integrity and this false sense of dignity, and you wanting stuff and you wanting this and that, and you feeling like you're not being given what you deserve, and you feel like people are not reciprocating what you put out. They're not keeping that same energy that you give. They're not bringing what you bring to the table. And you yourself have not done what you require. You yourself are not meeting the standards that you hold other people to. You yourself are not giving people gratitude that they deserve. Okay? Okay. So let's clear up those frequencies of hypocrisy. Those have been your messages from and for your emotional selves. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow right. And I'm thoroughly appreciative of the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you could be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways like love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah. Greetings, sunshines and sunnies of group 2. If you chose this group, you chose the Rebel Oracle card that is a turquoise, light bluish type of color. And it says, stop sleeping so damn much. And it is in reverse. And y'all's revealed card is Quetzalcoatl. I hope I said that right. But this is the Aztec god of the wind, creation, arts, professions. He's also god of the dawn, merchants, and he is associated with intellect, books, education, if I didn't already say that, and the invention of the calendar. This particular god is also known as a feathered serpent, which the feathered serpent figure, being, may be familiar to people who are into mythologies and educating yourself on different spiritualities, fairy tales, Harry Potter isms, stuff like that. This could also be considered like a dragon, and also some people perceive it to be literally a cobra that has feathers. Okay, so yeah. These cards come with messages from and for your emotional self by way of communicating, starting with y'all's Rebel Oracle card, stop sleeping so damn much. It's in reverse because this is giving y'all like the okay of, hey, okay. And I know myself has been quite lethargic over the past couple of months, and even more so over the past couple of days, more so surrounding this full moon in Cancer that has taken place. Been getting a lot of sleep that I missed out on since August, you know what I'm saying? And since about like yesterday, maybe even the day before, I done had like a boost of energy, like, okay, yeah, we done did that, we done caught up on our sleep, now it's time to hit the ball rolling and get it while the getting is good. Yeah, so that spirit giving the ultimate okay that 3, 2, 1 takeoff is a go. And this perfectly correlates with this card, as I am going to give y'all a little bit that is communicated in the book. So we have reached the final card of the world of creations, as it is broken down in the book, that is, okay? With what may be the most important Aztec god, Quetzalcoatl, or the feathered serpent, was worshipped as the god of knowledge, dawn, merchants, the arts, and professions. He is associated with the wind and the elements of air, which, and this is me interjecting into the text, this is also a part of the reason why this particular Aztec god is considered one of the most important, if not the most important, because he is a god of wind, such as for example, in Christianity, we say amen, which comes from the ancient African god Amun, who is the god of wind and also thought to be the highest god. So yeah, a lot of things associated with why they are considered the highest, but one of those reasons is, of course, as it is noted, creation. Okay, creation, God's creation, which many things, many beings, not just humans, not just animals, but also the elements, different types of weather, good and bad, all the way down to disasters, usually start with the wind. So yes, he is therefore connected to the intellect, which is also a card in this particular oracle deck, and it is the number 22. We'll talk about the numbers momentarily, and therefore, he's connected with, as I said before, education, books, and the invention of the calendar. The advice from the dead, as spoken by this text: do not fear and do not give up. Through perseverance and insistence, you will reach the goal that you desire and that you most of all deserve. So, all that being said, the message is coming through from and for your emotional self. This communicates that y'all have been experiencing a lot of angst and worry surrounding completion, surrounding the quality and quantity of your creations and or whatever it is that you're trying to create. Y'all been dealing with a lot of battles internally associated with a little bit of a tug and pull on your sense of self-worth and value and purpose, because you got this thing ringing in your head like, oh my gosh, if I don't succeed at completing this in this particular amount of time, I'm gonna feel like this, or this is gonna happen, or people are gonna think that I'm trash, or people are gonna think that I'm lazy, or people are gonna think that I'm not doing shit with my life, or people are gonna think that I'm worthless, or people are gonna think this and think that. And spirit is putting you in certain positions that make you feel without, in the form of physicality. Again, the God present here is associated with the element of air, right? So many of you have probably also been struggling with some lack mentality because you've been feeling like you've been losing some material things. And in certain cases, not even in really big major senses, losing like things that could be perceived as minor, but it's things that you need. Like, for instance, I knew that this was going to be the group that I resonate with the most. One, because I've been seeing feathered serpents and conversations about them over the past couple of weeks. Again, the sleeping thing, stuff about creativity, and a lot of these thoughts I have also been dealing with. And this message here that's coming through, I have also been dealing with, so I get to speak from experience today. Yes, I've been having quote unquote little things go missing out of nowhere, like my toothbrush, my bottle of oil that I keep in my car, little things coming up missing that end up throwing wrenches and delays into my routines and things that I need to do. So a lot of you have probably been having instances like that. I'm hearing some people have been having like your underwear coming up missing out of nowhere as soon as you're looking for it. A specific pair of jeans that you're looking for, that you need for something specific, coming up missing out of nowhere. Or $5 that you know you stuck in your pocket or put somewhere specific, going missing out of nowhere. Canisters of your medicinals, whether it's prescription or, some herbal things that you get into, going missing out of nowhere, and you know that you're usually due diligent and keeping those things in specific places so that they don't come up missing, but here they are coming up missing. So one, I am getting trickster energy in your surrounding. So for some of you, on one hand, there is a trickster, a literal person that is around you that has been doing trickery, taking and moving your things to throw you off your game. This is also a form of gaslighting and sabotaging, okay? It's going to make sense to you, and it's going to be clarified and revealed in due time. You are not losing your mind. Somebody is fucking with you. Also, the divine realm has allowed this to take place, though, to put you in a position for you to redirect your energy towards trusting yourself and realizing that you're worthy regardless, and that all you need is you. No matter what happens, no matter who tries to throw salt in your game or throw you off track, you have you at the beginning and the end of the day, and it is you who will get you out of certain situations and who will bring you the ultimate resolutions at the beginning and end of the day. And this is not to negate asking for help. This is not to negate people, bringing you opportunities. This is to say that that's only half of the bargain. That's only half of the work. People can offer you things all day. People can help you all day. You have to make the choice to receive the help. You have to meet them halfway by being decisive. So this group has to be decisive on priorities. What is your top priority in the grand scheme of things? And what is your top priority today and day by day? What is your top priority? What is your top priority in this era of your life? You are going to have to fight for it for the sake of yourself. And Spirit is saying that the way that you can prevent, stop, and lessen these instances of being vulnerable to tricksters who are out to sabotage you and throw you off your game, you're going to have to start taking certain things into your own hands. It's a sign that if someone else has been doing your laundry, you're going to have to take that into your own hands. It doesn't have to be any maliciousness or any hard feelings kept or anything like that. You don't even necessarily have to or need to address the person, because Spirit is saying that this is likely an agent of chaos and they are trying to bring you down to their level. They're trying to get a reaction out of you that is on a lower frequency than where you are elevated to and where you are about to elevate to. And that's why they're fucking with you, because they can see you evolving. They can see that you are elevating. And so they're doing things to try to trick you into stepping down off of your pedestal, into stepping off of your path, into being distracted and detoured away from where God is trying to direct you to, unto your blessings and unto the success of whatever it is that you've been working on and trying to manifest. Okay? So don't even address them. Don't even let them know that you know. Just start taking what you realize you need to take into your own hands. Okay? And watch how much better things start to get for you, and also watch how much smoother things start to flow for you, because you have certain people, again, this is not to negate the people who have pure intent and that are doing, genuine things for you with pure heartedness. Okay? So please, that's being stressed, because Spirit wants to make sure that you all don't start trauma responding and bleeding on people who didn't cut you. Okay? And also so that you don't give away any more of your power. Okay? But Spirit is saying that certain people who have been doing certain things for you, it's been laced with their jealous energy. It's been laced with their self-hating energy. It's been laced with their committing to lower frequencies. Okay? These are people who, as I just said, I'm saying it in a different way because I feel like they came out wonky. These are people who function on a lower frequency, and they are committed to functioning on a lower frequency. And them doing things for you has been bleeding into your energy and allowing them to cause you static, both mindlessly and mindfully. So that's why you're having to take certain responsibilities from them. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you, I'm getting at least about, because this is a collective reading, at least about 5 to 10 of you may also need and desire to watch group 1. You should do that. Okay, that message is not for everybody. It's only for a select few people. So if that resonates with you, go with it. If it don't, keep moving. And if it resonates with you, you'll find out why once you watch group 1. Because what I just said about a responsibility needing to be taken from someone and redirected, that's a paralleled message that also appears in group 1, but in a totally different way. So again, if that is for you, you'll know when you tune in to group 1. You'll know for a fact when you tune in to group 1. And so yes, all of that is to collectively say, for everyone in this group, whatever stress, worries, anxiousness, anxieties that you've been feeling and that come up going forward, force yourself, if you have to say affirmations that send that stress and angst to God, to your divine realm, because it is an illusion. It is a plot that Todd set up to come at us with the bullshit, okay? It is not real. And that's that Spirit coming through to say that through these cards, vicariously through me and these messages. That is a lie from the pits of hell. You are on divine timing. So whatever mistakes and all of that you feel like have happened over the past couple of days or weeks or whatever, you beating yourself up about whatever you didn't complete over the past couple of days or weeks or months and whatnot, let that go, okay? Definitely correct and evolve whatever it is that you notice and have realized that you need to correct and evolve. But don't beat yourself up about it. Send love to yourself unconditionally, okay? Because Spirit is saying that you all, us all specifically, we are divinely timed, okay? It's gonna be okay. And I know, like, I'm speaking from experience, because I have come to grips and acceptance that this is definitely my group. Like, I don't always pick a pal, but this pal definitely chose me. Because I definitely have been trying to be more consistent in posting, and it has been difficult with the number of things on my plate and the number of things that I've been wanting to do and trying to create and trying to get off of the ground. So yes, this is very refreshing and liberating for me, and I hope that y'all feel the refreshing and liberating energy as well that is coming from Spirit, and that I am mindfully energy transferring to you all as well. Spirit is saying that we have been understanding the assignment, both on purpose and accidentally, just being naturally who we are and listening to our bodies and honoring our emotions. God is giving us a job well done right now. They are saying, job well done, you are doing great, keep up the good work. Because this is also given, like, in the sleep, I'm giving that some people, and I know myself included, have been kind of beating themselves up about sleeping so much over the past couple of days and weeks and all of that. And Spirit is saying, hey, you honored your body. You listened to your body when it told you needed sleep. You've been listening to your body about when to work out and how much to work out, what to do in your workouts. You've been listening to your body and your emotions as it concerns when to journal, what type of music to listen to, what conversations to indulge in, when to leave the conversation, what movies and shows to watch, when to turn the TV off. You've been honoring yourself, mind, body, and soul. and even your physicalities. You've been committing to your routines, and you've been committing to allowing yourself to be human and flawed and imperfect. And Spirit is saying, job well done, and you need to tell yourself, job well done, and to keep up the good work and give yourself praise and a pat on the back for keeping up the good work. And still, even when you're tired, even when you feel like crying, even when you feel like dying, even when you feel like you're dying, or whatever it is that you're feeling, you're still seeking and propelling yourself towards your victory and towards your purpose and whatever it is that you've been trying to get off the ground and bring into fruition. And you deserve to give yourself the utmost praise that you deserve. And you've been giving it to God. Continue to give it to God, but don't forget to give it to yourself as well. And Spirit is telling me that this group is full of people that are considered like overachievers, jacks of all trades, triple, quadruple threats. And so, I know, Spirit knows that we have the abilities and the capabilities, everything we need to be able to complete 50-11 projects in one day. But Spirit is saying, dog days are over. Dog days are over. There's our channel song there. We need to give that a listen, okay? But yes, dog days are over. It's time to work smarter and not harder, okay? Spirit is saying that we have been worked to the bone. This group has. We have had so many spiritual and ego deaths in this lifetime. And I'm picking up that a lot of people in this group have also died and reincarnated many times before as well, has had many lifetimes. This group is full of old souls, okay? We've died and come back into this realm many, 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 many times. And that's also why this group, many of us have very youthful souls. We don't really grow out of our childlike being. But at the same time, we have a hard time operating in our youth at the same time. Like, specifically, I'm still in my 20s, and I'm picking up that many people in this group are also still in their 20s, newly 30, and or even still in their teenage years. But we often feel and or have been forced to operate so much more mature and so much more wiser beyond our years. And that is divinely designed as well. But Spirit is saying that, like, it's time up for that. It's time for us to start having our soft life and learning what it is to be able to take things piece by piece instead of having to rush and force the whole cake into our mouth at once so that we can hurry up and move to the next thing, or hurry up and help somebody else, or, whatever would have you. So Spirit has been keeping us from completing so much in one day or 1 week or in 3 days, how we usually do and how we're used to doing, because they want to show us what it's like to take things piece by piece, to have a peaceful process. No pun intended, but going both ways. Peaceful, as in piece by piece, and also peaceful from taking it piece by piece, establishing a better peace of mind. Learning what it's like to glide through things with grace and without being lazy and without feeling like you're being lazy. And that's what a lot of people have been whipping themselves with. Oh, you're lazy. That's the devil, honey. Get it out of there. And specifically when I say the devil, that is someone else's voice in your head. That's not you, and that's not the voice of God. That's not the voice of your higher self. That's the voice of your parents who didn't know no better, or your grandparents. That's the voice of this toxic society that promotes toxic hustle culture. That is not you. That is not the way sway. That is not divine, okay? You are not lazy. We are not lazy. This is the overachiever crowd. We can't be lazy, honey. We simply cannot be lazy. We have not had a life that has allowed us to be lazy. Even those of us who have been blessed beyond measure, those of us in this group specifically that have been blessed and privileged beyond measure, we still have not had the glory of being lazy. We have not been allowed to fully embrace the privilege that we have. People have not allowed us to rest in that privilege. They've made us feel guilty for that privilege and taught us to guilt trip ourselves, taught us to prevent ourselves from not getting comfortable in comfort, in privilege, in success, in greatness. And Spirit is snatching us and forcing us to force ourselves to snatch ourselves out of abusing ourselves, and out of shrinking ourselves, and out of cheating ourselves, out of pampering, and out of success, and out of tender love and care. And so to wrap up, let me talk about these numbers real quick. We have the number 1 and 6. 1 is a number of new beginnings, wholeness, independence. 6 is a number of childlike energy, childhood happenings, trauma, childhood memories, childlike arts, creativity. It is also a number of education. It's also a number of love and community and relationships and charity. You put the numbers 1 and 6 together and you get the number 7, which is a number of karma as well as a number of luck. And it is a number of milestones confirming that we are exiting one era. We are exiting one era, one chapter, and being released unto another. We also were greeted with the number 22 through the text, which 2 and 2 are repeated. That is the number of partnership, teammates isms, relationships. It is a number of love. It is a number of victory, honey. And you put 2 and 2 together and you get the number 4, which is the number of manifestations. It is also a number of love, and it is the number of you can have it all as it concerns love and work balance, work and play balance. And with all of that said, it confirms and reaffirms the overall message of this group that, honey, everything is going to be okay. Y'all are on divine time. We are on divine time. We are divinely designed, protected, and provided for. We have everything we need. Reiterating that the things that you've noticed, again, by way of this reading, things that you've noticed by way of this reading and by way of the happenings that have been going on, that you realize you need to take into your own hands, okay? That initiative, that independence element, be sure to do so, okay? It's going to bring you much better fortune and good fortune, and also a heightened sense of self-worth, authentically and divinely, okay? Stop beating yourself up. Speak to yourself nice. You deserve it, okay? Not only do you need to do that unconditionally, but also you deserve it. You have earned it. You have earned it. You have earned it. You have earned greatness and love, tenderness and care. You have earned it. Okay? Two other channeled songs that are coming through as I wrap up are Win by J-Rock and Win Again by Nicki Minaj. Yes, God. So all arrows are pointed towards yes. There is so much confirmation throughout this reading that points towards the answer is yes, specifically to whatever you've been questioning, like, am I going to be successful at this? Am I going to be able to get this off the ground? Am I going to be able to do this in good faith and in victory? The answer is yes. Am I truly worth what I'm trying to bring into fruition? Am I truly worthy in this role? Am I truly worthy to my mate? Am I truly worthy? The answer is yes. Do I truly deserve this success? Do I truly deserve these compliments? Are these people telling me the truth when they telling me I'm doing a good job? When they telling me how great I am, how pretty I am, how sexy I am, how much they appreciate me in their life? Are they telling me the truth? Yes. The answer is yes. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative of the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quotas for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah. Greetings, sunshines and sunnies of group 3. If you chose this group, you chose the Rebel Oracle card that says, stop. No, it doesn't. It says, step away from the crazy making diet for a half second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Now, me personally. Oh, and it says for a hot second. I'm sorry. Y'all, let me read this efficiently. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Okay, now, like I said, I beg to differ on the count of kale and spirulina tasting like ass. Howsoever, there's a time and a place for everything, and that's what this card is entailing. That a lot of you have been stifling your emotions, therefore stifling your emotional self, not honoring your emotional self, and you've been too rigid. It's like you've been punishing yourself for something, or you've been taught to punish yourself in the way that you deprive yourself of pleasure and art. Getting your sacral chakra is deserted and it desperately needs your attention and some activity. Hip openers, hip opening yoga, some really, really good sex, okay? Protect yourself at all times. Some really, really good sex. Also, do something creative. Engage in some artistry. One way or another, engage in some artistry. Let your creative juices flow. And like I said, eat something tasty, okay? You can maintain a balanced eating lifestyle and still enjoy some of the things that are not so healthy. You know what I'm saying? Time and a place for everything, and you need a little bit of everything. So if you have been like on a workout and nutrition regimen of any sort, diet, if you will, don't make it a job. Remember that it's an act of self-care and love. So allow yourself to be tender about it and to have some fun with it. And despite it, don't feel like you have to completely starve yourself of certain indulgences. Don't feel like you have to completely deprive yourself of alcohol or completely starve yourself of snack cakes and cookies and pies or, whatever, what have you. Eat some, indulge in that, if you will, in moderation. Moderation. And this is tying into y'all Santa Muerte, Mother Muerte Oracle card very, very well. Because y'all's Mother Muerte Oracle card has a lot to do with work ethic. Messages to y'all concerning work ethic. And so with that, Spirit is saying that you lack it. Some of you have the false sense that you are very disciplined, but Spirit is trying to bring to your attention that this is a false sense of discipline because the lot of what you do is deprive and starve yourself out of fear that you cannot trust yourself to be disciplined. Ooh, child. So simply stated, and this is exactly how it is coming out. Spirit is saying that y'all really lack discipline. And what you think is discipline is truly not. And a lot of y'all are in for a rude awakening. And with that, for some of y'all, I hate to say this, and this doesn't apply to everybody, okay? So 1, don't freak out. 2, take the meat, spit out the bone. For some of y'all, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And this is because you're so deep in this false sense of discipline that you gonna mess around and get a taste of liberation in some form of way or a taste of pleasure in some form of way, and you gonna go completely ballistic and binge out, and you gonna end up paying on the back end for that. Don't beat yourself up about it. Acknowledge, your accountability and all of that, but use that wisdom that you gain from that to establish a genuine sense of discipline and to, do your research and do your due diligence on what you need to do to establish a more genuine sense of discipline. And a part of that is to stop depriving yourself of things. You're going to have to allow yourself to indulge in order to find out exactly where you are in your journey for real. And that's going to play a large role in you getting to know yourself on a much deeper level. So let's hop on over officially to the Santa Muerte Oracle card. And it is the number 28, and it is the card of action. So I've already given you a little bit of the message from this card and some of its background. And so now I'm going to give you some from the book before I continue to elaborate on the messages from this card. So this extremely dynamic card pushes you to continue your actions, especially in the direction of a specific choice that you will see illuminated by the sun. You have obtained good results, but you must understand which direction to take them in. No work can become great, positive, and universal if one does not constantly act to bring it and spread it in the world. In case of a deadlock, it will be necessary to project oneself towards the future and understand where the present's problems come from, perhaps by reconsidering the actions of the past. The advice of the dead. You have the necessary baggage on your shoulders to face the new adventure before you. Do not fear and proceed without giving the problems of the past too much importance. Now, in simple terms, of course, for the lot of you, Spirit is telling y'all that y'all spend a little bit too much time attached some way to the past. Whether it's this thing of you committing to a lot of your actions in order to prove your haters wrong or to prove people from your past wrong or something like that. Too much of your ambition may be wrapped up in proving situations and people from the past wrong. And or some of you may be harboring emotions from the past. Again, it was brought up that a lot of you may struggle really bad to honor your emotions. So where some of you may constantly be on the move, and a part of this is a trauma response. You want to keep yourself busy so that you don't have time to indulge in your feelings or acknowledge your feelings or feel. And Spirit is saying, number one, this is about to make you sick in some type of way. And two, this is keeping you from a very necessary element of our health and wealth in more ways than one, which is detoxing, which is releasing, purging. So y'all have not been releasing. And that explains more of why there's this repetition of the phrase false sense. Because some of you think that you're over certain things from the past and you're actually not. You have a lot of emotions that you have made numb and dormant in a way because you've dissociated from them through distractions, but they're still there and they're still having an impact on you. And it's about to smack you in the face. Specifically, if you don't nip it in the bud sooner than later, it's about to smack you in the face. And as I've already said, some of you are going to get smacked in the face by it regardless, because that's the only thing that's going to make it apparent to you exactly what it is that is going on. Exactly what it is that you're doing that is actually doing you a disservice. And you think that is helping you, but it's not. So also in simple terms, it's definitely direction to move forward. So there's a lot of indecisiveness that is also present in the energy of this collective. Many of you have been very indecisive. You know where you want to go and where you have to go, but you're indecisive about how you want to get there. And Spirit is saying, one way or another, they gonna help you get there, but you need to make a decision. You need to stop fearing failure. You need to stop fearing your shadow. You need to stop fearing yourself. Stop allowing fear to control you and make a decision. Because whatever will be as it concerns this situation. But you won't get there, and or you might get there too late if you don't just go ahead and make a decision. And some of you may be thinking, okay, and I'm speaking figuratively and literally. All at once as I say this. Some of you may be thinking, oh, if I walk, I might get there too late. But if I take a car, that's going to cost me some money. Or if I do it this way, I don't have the resources to do it that way, but this will be the easier way. Spirit is saying, make a decision, and they are going to come through for you one way or another. But you have to make a decision and allow yourself to have experiences, because you don't realize the way that you are starving yourself in so many more ways than one. 333 on the clock as I say this. You all are starving and depriving yourselves of experiences. And you think that you're preventing yourself from being hurt and disappointed and failing and all of that. And in some ways you have been. That method is about to run out, however, as well as in the midst of preventing some mishaps, you've also prevented a lot of enjoyment and pleasure and fun and creativity, which is just as important. I know that this society makes as though, things of that nature, pleasure, arts and fun and all of that is not important, but it is extremely important. Creativity is one of the main factors in our existence. How could we exist if we'd never been created? Hey now, okay? And think about the depths of that. Marinate and meditate on the depths of that statement. How could we exist if creativity did not exist? How could we exist if we were not ever created? Hmm. Hmm. And so it's simply stated, and also the book, this is the text for this card is one of the most simply stated text of the entire deck. And that being said, it ties directly into a major message of y'all's reading here, which is y'all have been making life hard on yourselves for a good while. You've been making things a lot harder than they have to be and harder than they are. Because, ooh, y'all got a channel song coming through, and it is Overthinking It by Willow, aka Willow Smith. So, yes, y'all have been overthinking galore. Okay. And this is where developing y'all's work ethic is going to really help y'all. Okay. Because it's simply stating that one is like, just keep swimming, keep moving forward. The only way to go is up. The best direction for you to go in is forward. And it literally tells you that you'll understand more as you go forward and about where you're going and how you're getting there if you acknowledge the problems of the present through acknowledging the mistakes and or the actions of the past. And with that, it says, do not fear and proceed without giving the problems of the past too much importance. So very simply letting you know to use wisdom gained from the past without being completely fueled by the past. Okay. Now, iterating that in such a way to bring to your attention as it concerns your work ethic that you've been kind of going through the motions and in certain ways resting on your laurels. So it's like, because you are very naturally talented and naturally good at a lot of the things that you do, you kind of stick to that status quo and you don't put yourself in a whole lot of positions that actually challenge you and give you some real shit to actually learn, that puts you in a real position to be a real student. And that is a large part of what is limiting your work ethic amongst the stifling of emotions. Creativity is a huge factor in work ethic. And creativity is fueled by emotions. So if you're stifling your emotions, not only are you stifling your creativity, but you're also stifling your third eye, your intuition, your sense of discernment. So things are bound to be very foggy to you. You're bound to miss a lot about what's directly around you and what is ahead of you. Even notice in the card, the person that is on foot, they're not looking ahead. They're positioned as if they're going to walk forward towards the future, but they're steady looking off to the side. And in the imagery, they're not even looking to the left in the present. They're not looking up towards the sun, which is illuminating the specificity of their choices. They're not even looking back. They're looking completely off into whatever. And that gives that heavy implication of the dissociation. And thinking that that is serving you, when in actuality, it's keeping you stifled, it's keeping you deadlocked. Just as we can assume by the way that that person's body is positioned that they're going forward. But giving the lack of space between their feet, the fact that they're looking off to the side, the very straight positioning of their body, the guitar case and the bag that they're holding, they're standing still. They have one foot slightly in front of the other and their left heel is lifted, but they're not actually moving forward. And if they are moving forward, it's very slowly and it's more like a tiptoe. So it's like, again, you're not doing what you think you're doing and it's not giving what you think that it's giving. But once you look up towards the sun, and that's another channel song coming through, Towards the Sun by Rihanna. Once you look up towards the sun, then you'll start moving forward. Because, and again, that's figurative and literal, okay? Once you look up towards the sun and you get decisive, then you'll start to actually move forward. So to wrap up, let's get into y'all's number that y'all have here, which is the number 28. So we have the number 2, which is a partnership number, love number, and it's a number of duality and liberation. We have the number 8 there, which is a number of infinity. It is also a number of karma, as above, so below. It is also a number that is associated with timing, divine timing specifically, which also correlates with releasing your grasp on how you think things are supposed to go in order to embrace God's plan. Hey now, and that's another channel song coming through, God's Plan by Drake. Y'all got a lot of channel songs that came through, which makes me feel like there are a lot of musicians in this particular collective, in this particular group. Which may also be why y'all overthink so much. I notice musicians tend to have issues with overthinking a lot because it's a whole lot in there and it wants to get out and it needs to get out. Which is why we have to get decisive, huh? And so definitely, trust yourself more because you got it. You have everything that you need. Even as the text says, you have all the baggage you need. So there also may need to be a perspective change on baggage and how you perceive certain traumas that you've experienced in the past. And it doesn't mean that your feelings associated with the trauma are invalid. They're definitely valid. Okay, your feelings are definitely valid in the experience of trauma, wrongdoing, betrayals, and things like that you've experienced. Your feelings are valid. Okay. However, you may be demonizing the entire experience when in actuality, you grasped some important and valuable tools, wisdom. I'm hearing that for some of you, you met some magnificent people in those times, and you need to give those things more credit, more energy, and more attention. And that ties into what the text says about not giving the past unnecessary attention. Give the good things that you chose, okay? Don't give trauma redundant credit, okay? Trauma did not make you strong. You are strong. And you chose to use your strength to function in a more wise manner. And so even with Spirit letting you know that you have some false senses of certain terms and functionalities, that doesn't mean that every single thing about you is wrong or that you don't know shit or you stupid or anything like that. So get that out of your head, okay? It's all a process and experiences, okay? So just because you have some warped perspectives or lacking perspectives on certain things doesn't mean that you are not wise right now, just as you are, okay? There is just more that you need, more that you desire, and more that you deserve. And you're needing to free yourself from fear and indecisiveness that is rooted in fear and strictness that is rooted in fear in order for you to come into your full potential. So that goes into, we're going to put these two numbers together, 2 and 8, which gives us the number 10, which is the number of new beginnings, celebration, and also the number of divinity, the ultimate sign that you have the universe on your side and that your divine realm is working hand in hand with you to bring into fruition what you are trying to bring into fruition. But many of you are being your own prison warden. Y'all are imprisoning yourself. It's very 8 of Swords type energy. And so Spirit is saying, free yourself, bruh. Release yourself. Take the shackles off your feet so you can dance, okay? And I know that a lot of y'all are probably like, I still don't know how, though. Like, I know I need to do that, but I don't know how. Listen. Spirit is about to show you through experiences. They're about to teach you, and they're about to have you teach yourself through experiences how to take the shackles off your feet so you can dance. And that indeed means that y'all are about to experience some challenges. Granted, I did say for some of you, it's going to get worse before it gets better. For all of you, y'all are about to experience quite a few challenges, but it won't be as bad as it seems, okay? So an affirmation that's coming through for y'all is the worst is over, better days are here and still to come. And with that, it doesn't mean that you will be without challenges. It just won't be on the same level and or it won't be trauma. It'll be simple challenges that bring to your attention that things aren't always so hard. And it's going to make it clear to you how you have been making things harder on yourself and how you can stop doing that with methods, Spirit is going to put you in position with the right people at the right times, the right mindsets and all of that. They're going to tell you, they're going to give you the keywords to search and all of that. They're going to give you the experiences that let you know exactly where the sun is to clarify what actions you need to take in order to take the shackles off your feet so you can dance. But first things first, allow yourself to indulge in some pleasure, okay? And some pleasure, some fun, some art, some fried food, some sweet food, some salty food, some good, nasty, protected sex, okay? some adrenaline rushing activity that is legal, okay? And again, protect yourself at all times, but also be liberated and allow yourself to indulge in moderation, okay? But indulge nonetheless. And that's going to be the Kickstarter for all of y'all, okay? Okay. Another affirmation I want to leave y'all with is I release my grasp on the need and desire to know all the answers and to always be in control. I release my grasp on outcomes and I grasp hold to faith. I grasp hold to trust in myself and trust in the divine. I grasp hold to divine timing. I grasp hold to my divine design. And I grasp hold to my divine purpose and divine functionality. So yes, that can be considered multiple affirmations, but they all lend to the same intent. And those affirmations are also associated with the solar plexus chakra. So take the meat, spit out the bone. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you could be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways like love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.